New at 10, a woman says she and her kids saw the moment officers opened fire on a woman, injuring her. The shooting happened Friday night near East 6th Street in Prospect. The Missouri State Highway Patrol says at the time, Kansas City, Missouri police officers pulled over a vehicle that matched the description of a stolen vehicle in KCK during an armed carjacking. Well, tonight, an eyewitness is sharing what she saw and what she recorded on her cell phone. And we have to warn you here, the video and the nature of the story is kind of graphic.
A Friday night Family Dollar shopping trip for one woman turned into what she called a traumatic experience.
Police officer says she's armed. That's what he said. She's armed, she's armed. And so he shoots the 4 times and the other officer shoot, making it a total of 5.
Missouri State Highway Patrol investigators said KCPD officers told them the woman had a gun in her hand when she got out of the car.
So there seems to be so many questions here, but what we definitely know is that that pregnant woman gave KCPD plenty of notice that she could not lay down on her stomach on the ground because she is pregnant. And yet they insisted and insisted and insisted. And at some point she turned away and they shot her.
So I think it's important for people to keep in mind how a huge portion of the actions that anybody takes are predetermined. She let them know that there was a weapon in the vehicle. She was cooperating with them. They kept shouting, "Get on the ground, get on the ground," even though they heard her say that she couldn't do it.
On Tuesday, the Missouri State Highway Patrol said after reviewing initial body camera video, the woman had a gun in her hand when KCPD shot her.
So again, them taking fire on her was in fact something that they expected to do upon arrival because of the picture that they painted in their head. Because at the end of the day, how threatening could any woman be to a whole, squad of police or any single individual, man or woman?
They say a woman got out of the passenger seat with a gun, and that's when 2 officers shot her.
It's just that she's a black woman, so there's no consideration taken for her.
Missouri State Highway Patrol says the woman shot by Kansas City police had a gun on her the entire time.
The guy gets away, he takes off. The woman is laying on the ground, bleeding. They decide to add insult to injury by cuffing her once she was on the ground.
Do you see the gun in this woman's hand?
Because I'm going by history. I'm going by what I know about American history.
Do you see the gun in this woman's hand? Prosecutor's office says that she pointed it towards 2 Kansas City, Missouri police officers.
Now, here's a picture of that eyewitness who you heard speaking over the video recording. And she goes by the name of Shadanja. And I'm unsure if this is her everyday look or if she's trying to skew her appearance in some way for safety reasons.
Chicken, chicken, chicken heads. Chicken, chicken.
She did not pull out a weapon on them, Shadanja said. She did not even have a stick in her hand. Hale ran 3 steps away from officers, Shadanja said, and police shot 5 times.
And I said, oh my God, they shot her, oh my God. And I was like, what am I supposed to do? I had to get my phone.
Up until this point, the story is that this woman was unarmed, but a new photo released today by the prosecutor's office shows the exact opposite.
Shot 5 times in Missouri by the police with her hands up. She was unarmed. I guess she was, she allegedly carjacked somebody or something, and she was pregnant. If you can't de-escalate a woman who's pregnant with her hands up, then what are you in the, line of business for? She was shot 5 times, unarmed. So speedy recovery to her, because from our belief, she's still alive.
Baby survived.
I'm not sure. I'm not gonna pull any,
false things in the air. We're just sitting on prayers.
Hope the situation gets handled in the best manner.
This body camera image, released by the Jackson County prosecutor Wednesday, shows a woman, the prosecutor says, pointed a handgun at 2 Kansas City, Missouri police officers.
The Kansas City Police Department is under fire after shooting an unarmed pregnant black woman 5 times. Now, when I think about this situation, this black woman being shot down like this, and I'm telling them, hands up, screaming top of her lungs that she's not in a danger, right? Then I go back to what happened to the white man that shot all those people in Buffalo when he had a gun in his hand still, after you knowing that he killed 10 people and yet he was able to be taken to jail peacefully.
That's bullshit, shit, that's bullshit, shit, that's bullshit, shit, that's bullshit, I hear you talking that bullshit, girl, get to walking that bullshit, you are the line with the bullshit.
Bullshit. Milwaukee's Frank James, suspect in the bloody attack that rattled New Yorkers, with 10 people shot in a burst of rush hour madness. Police have now directly linked James with a gun found after the shooting, along with other evidence found at or near the scene.
Frank, why'd you shoot all those people?
James has a long list of prior run-ins with police. He did not resist when they moved in on him.
Are you guilty?
To the white man that shot all those people in Buffalo, still, after you knowing that he killed 10 people, and yet he was able to be taken to jail peacefully. This is when we have a problem in our country saying, what's wrong with this picture? What's wrong with that video that we just showed you? There's a lot wrong with it.
I mean, you can't even be a black person. You're just in America without fearing for your life. Not only a black woman in America without fearing for your life, but then here you are, a black pregnant woman being shot by police officers is the most awful combination that you could ever think about.
There were a lot of things being said almost immediately after this shooting, many of which were inaccurate.
Mayor Lucas has seen the body camera video, saying rumors on social media about the woman being unarmed at 6th and Prospect Friday night and that she was fleeing were simply not true.
A mass shooter or a bomber, they can be taken into custody without any problem, without any marks, without being shot, without being killed. Dylan Roof, mass shooter at the church, taken into custody without a bullet wound. Not only that, they stopped off at Burger King and bought this kid a value meal, a Whopper value meal.
That's because he was caught on a traffic stop in North Carolina in a controlled environment with several police officers. Stuck his ID out the window. He said, "I'm Dylan Roof." Officers covered him with their guns while another officer pulled him out and put him in handcuffs. He complied the entire time and didn't try to fight the officers. Shelby Police Department had him in an interrogation room waiting for federal authorities and Charleston authorities to come interrogate him and take him. He was a person in custody. He was in transport. He was not at a jail where they could feed him. If you deny someone in custody food, no matter how heinous the crimes, it can always come back and bite you in the ass in court. Not only that, but providing someone with food, drinks, cigarettes, it can influence them to be more open with what they say.
This topic right here is troubling. There's no way that anyone can tell me that it took all of this to apprehend this woman. It took all of this to bring this woman into custody. This young lady was falsely identified. Now, I'm not going to go too much into why she was pulled over, but the fact is that the sister was pregnant. She's a female. And I don't believe it took that much of an excessive force to apprehend this young lady.
Jackson County Prosecutor's Office alleges not only did Hale point her gun at officers, she was, quote, tracking officers as she continues south through the grassed area with that same gun. Body cam footage from a separate angle, according to the allegations in these newly released documents, say Hale had a firearm in her right hand pointed in the direction of the officers as she's running away from them.